I'm Julianne Bond, and this is 10 Minutes of Bonding. My guests today are Tamara Chubanitsa and Miriam Navdara Shavili. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing these right. They are from the amazing Georgian Restaurant here in New York City, in Chelsea, Chama Mama. When Chama Mama opened in 2019, it was quickly embraced by foodies and was named as one of the top 10 new restaurants by Eater and Grub Street and New York Magazine and Michelin Guide. So it's also one of my personal favorites. So I can, because I have to confess that as well. So Tamara and Miriam, thank you so much for joining me and for talking with me today, and welcome to 10 Minutes of Bonding.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you so much for having us with you and bonding.
My pleasure. So first, I think we have to talk about the name because it's such a cute name. What is Chama Mama?
So it has a little bit of mystery, but it's also very simple and authentic. So Chama means to eat in Georgian, and Mama, if we translate, means father in Georgian. For the rest of the world, it means mother, but for Georgians being Georgians, it means father. So if you translate the whole two words, it means eat father or eat your father. And
okay.
People, especially Georgians, when we said, okay, Chama Mama, they would be like, oh my God, are you really gonna think about like naming the restaurant like eat your father? Like, is that the thing? But I said then for the rest of the world, Mama means mother and the grandmother. And every time you think of eating, you think of mothers and the grandmothers and all the wonderful women in your life. So I said, why don't we just keep Chama word for Georgians and then Mama for the rest of the world? So that was kind of 50-50. We kept the Georgian and the international word and became Chama Mama. So eating, and then every time you think of eating, even the first, like, eating comes to your mother and, the grandmother. So that's about the name.
It's so great. I'm really curious about, I'm not aware that we have a lot of Georgian restaurants in New York. I'm curious why if that's true, are you one of the few Georgian restaurants, and why you started the restaurant?
So right now in Manhattan, there are only 4 Georgian restaurants, and it was only 1 or 2 a couple of years ago. And when I decided to open up the restaurant, the most reason for it was the homesickness, I guess, missing the home and missing the mothers and the grandmothers and the good food and the love about the food. And also it was a big thing about the culture. It's how we were brought up back in Georgia. And every time people would ask me, and it was a long time since 1996, that's when I arrived in New York City, people would ask me, okay, where are you from? And I would say Georgia. And they would be like, oh, Atlanta? And I'm like, no, like you can tell by my accent that it's not Atlanta, Georgia, but people wouldn't even know where the country Georgia was. And I was always educating them. I was always telling them about my country and how wonderful was it, and the food and people and everything. And then one day I realized that I need to bring these people somewhere so they could, feel the culture. And of course I can take all of them back home, I wish. But, for the rest of the world, I wanted to let them know how amazing was Georgian culture and what the people were about and what the food was about, and especially the wine, which is we're the birthplace of wine, and people don't know about those facts. So
no,
the reason why I decided to open up the restaurant, because that's the best bridge that you can have between culture and people to identify you as who you are and what you represent.
Is through food and wine.
Through love, through service.
Yeah, oh, that is great. Yeah, thanks. I didn't, it makes sense. I mean, I think, I love that you are connecting with people in that way. I mean, there is no more immediate connection for people in terms of um, community and family and culture, and all of that really is, you know, so many of our memories have to do with food and family and all of that. So I think that's wonderful. So I'm very curious. I mean, what is your business looking like right now? How are you running the business given everything that's going on?
So as we all know that restaurant hospitality is not a remote business. And since COVID-19 came in, we had to change whole structure of it. And that was quite challenging because we've been serving hundreds of guests, like we've been interacting with hundreds of guests daily basis. And now we are open for takeout and delivery. And we had to figure out how to do it. So how to like give all these feelings, you know, because we've never like only served the food. It was about the relationships. It was about the coziness and the building the community around us. So and all of a sudden it just disappeared because of this virus. And even now we are trying to like put some personal touch every day with every order. We put like thank you card or the free item on us so people know that we care about them. And we really feel every day their support, their love, that while ordering, or they are putting some comments for us too. And that's very, very nice. You know, it's so wonderful that you feel this support from your guests who've been dining here, from the neighbors, from like every kind of people who've been visiting Chama Mama, and they love the food. And now we kind
Right. So you're really maintaining the sense of community
right,
even during this time. And I mean, I can attest to that. That was, you know, the food is amazing, and I can't say enough good things about the food. I think the thing that makes that elevates Chama Mama for me is the sense of how personal the business is for you. You know, from the first moment that we came in. I mean, we really felt like we'd been going there for years. That was how you made us feel. So that's an unusual. You have a gift for that, and maybe that's the Georgian way. I don't know, but what I can say is that really, to a person, you, your staff, everyone is like that. So it makes sense to me that during this period, while you're trying to figure out how to keep going, you're engaging with people in the same way. So good for you. Just, I'm curious, just very briefly, do you have any sense of what your business will look like going forward, or is it too soon to know, really?
Well, we kind of have some kind of sense how the business could be, but I will pick up the word gift, as you said a little while ago, and I'll let you know a little secret about Georgians that for us, a guest is a gift of God. And I always say that only guests can tell us how the future is going to be. Yes, we'll have restrictions. Yes, we'll wear a mask. Yes, we'll have the distance between the guests. Everything will prepare. But at the end, it's the guest that we have to satisfy, and it's the guest that we're bonding and creating emotion and the memories. So I am so much looking forward to those guests that will tell us what they like, how they like, and we're here in their service, because that's the hospitality is about the guest service. And we're really looking forward to that, to have guests back and to tell us how they feel comfortable, so we are here for them.
Fantastic. Oh, what a great answer. That's a brilliant answer. And so thank you. I'm glad I asked you the question. um, Great. So we're really out of time. It's shocking to me how quickly this has gone. We have 1 minute left. And I always ask this question. So I hope you don't mind if I ask you this question. These days, pretty much all of us are looking for inspiration and comfort. What's inspiring you or giving you comfort these days? Really quickly.
For me, inspiration since childhood was like music. And now I started meditating, which is very, very new for me. And I think I'm going the right way because I really like it. And in these difficult times, it's really helping me out. So,
Great. Great. Tamara?
Biggest inspiration for me is my children, the family, the meal around the dinner time, and having those small talks that comes with the bigger ideas. So having dinner, trying new things, trying new wines, and watching the chefs that are cooking all over the world.
Oh, that's great. Oh, thank you both so much for joining me today, for taking time out. I know you're so busy, and I really, really appreciate it. I also just want to say, and I have to show this because I just received this. This is one of your plates, right? This is from Georgia. So what I can say is, when I share the video, I'm also going to share the Chama Mama website because it has your e-store on it. You're importing things from Georgia, like this beautiful plate and other ones, and it's just so beautiful, and I love it. So thank you. I was just going to say that I would really encourage people to check out the website, and you can learn a lot about Georgia, including like the alphabet that's there behind you, and all kinds of things. Plus you can learn about their food, and sorry, getting a little, I don't know what's happening here. Some kind of an alert, scary. All right. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Thanks everyone for watching today. I'll be back on Thursday with my next guest, Danielle Mason. Danielle is an ICU nurse at NYU Langone. In the meantime, everybody take care. Thank you again for joining me, and I'm looking forward to being back at the restaurant soon.
We cannot wait to have you back. Thank you, Julian. Thank you.
Okay.